Hey guys, and welcome to the tutorial video for Minecraft Market. Today I'll be showing you how to set up your market and the plugin that communicates with the web server. Let's begin with logging in. Obviously you guys will want to register if you haven't got an account already. I won't be running through that because it's fairly straightforward. So let's go ahead and log in. Obviously I've already got my login information there, so I'll just click login. And now we're at our control panel. So we can go ahead and click create a new market. Obviously I've already made one, which is what we'll be actually using, but I will run through the process of actually setting up everything. So obviously first off you want to go to create a market, which we're in right now, and you'll want to enter your market name. So for this instance we'll put test market. You have a market description as well, which will show on the home page of the market. So we can just put in here test market once again. You can format this however you like, so you can make it bold. You can make it italic, underlined, and even strike through. You can add styles and whatnot. Anything you can do in this editor will show up on the market. You can also add market logos, and you can add market covers. Covers are the big picture above the market, which could be, say, like a really big logo if you wanted to, alongside the small logo which you would have in the nav bar. Let's move on to market themes. Now, for the moment we only have set themes, but we will be adding custom CSS so you can have more control and more customizability over your market. However, these suffice for the moment. So you can choose, like, say, green. Moving on to market currency. Now this will be the default currency. When people first go to your market, they will see all the prices in the set currency that you've selected in the market settings here. However, they can change this on the market to see it better for maybe their local currency. Currently these are all the currencies which we support, and all the gateways support these as well. So for this instance we'll select USD. Moving on to subdomain. Subdomain, we offer free subdomains for your market, so you can access them without having to buy a domain name if you don't have one, or you can't afford one, doesn't matter. So for this instance we will put test. As for CNAME, which will be, say if you own a domain, you can set up a CNAME record, set up an alias, say donate, and then point it to test.minecraftmarket.com, or whatever you set in the subdomain here when you create your market, and then donate, say yourdomain.com, will then go to test.minecraftmarket.com, and it will work. For this instance, we will just leave that as that, blank at the moment. Terms of service, once again, this is basically you can say if people want a refund, there is no refunds, or we take legal action on any chargebacks and whatnot. Basically state the purchase terms and conditions in this box here. Obviously you can format it once again, make things that are very important bold maybe and whatnot. Obviously you guys want to get into this point where you click create store, but we've already created one for you, so we don't have to go through all that. So we click on Static PvP here. This is the market that we set up previously. Obviously we got everything that we walked through previously here. So now we can go over and set up the server that we're going to be using. So click on servers here, and we have, obviously you can add a new server. You put the server name in, and then you would get this here, which would be your server name, your API key, which we use in the plugin, and we'll show how to use that later. And you can also edit this, change the name, and regenerate an API key, say you lost it, or someone has access to your API key, which is very, very bad, because then they could technically use it on their web store, which you don't want happening. You can delete them as well, obviously. So that's pretty straightforward. We'll move on and go over to categories. Now, like I said, I've already set this market up, so it's already got a category anyways, but I'll run through this anyway. So you can have a category name, a category description. Once again, you can make this bold and whatnot. And here you have order number. Now, order number is basically the position in the nav bar which this category will be located. So say you had two categories, you could have one with position 1 and the second one with position 2. Now that would be, your first category would come first in the nav bar, and your other category will come second. And obviously you change these around to whatever order of categories you want. It doesn't matter. Make sure you click enable, as it will not show up in your market. And obviously if you don't want it anymore, you can disable it or delete it altogether. Obviously you guys will click create category, but for this instance we're going to use the one we've already preset. what's a category without items? So let's go over and create a new item. Like I said, already got an item here, but I'll run through the process of creating one. You can have an item name, item description, which will show up in a nice little box when they click details. And you can set the item order. Item order is once again the same as the categories. You can set the position in the list that you want this item to show up as. And you have item category, so you can set that as ranks, and obviously the server that you want it to apply for. Now you can have an item execute for multiple servers. You just basically highlight them in the list and they will execute for them servers. Once again, item price, which you can set. So we set in the market settings that we in the market settings we set USD as the market currency. So whatever price we put in here will be USD on a user's initial load of your web store, which they can obviously change and see in a different currency if they wish. So $1.99 it will be $1.99. Obviously you can enable this or disable this item depending on what you want to do. And then we move on to the commands. So variables, as for the moment we've only got the name variable. There will be some more like really cool ones that will come on later on, but for the minute name will suffice, and it's the main one that everybody wants. Really simple to set up commands. The slash is already there, so you can just do give and then use the variable for the username that they enter on the market. And then obviously we'll give them 64, 64, which will be 64 wooden doors. Any command that you can execute in game will execute through console. The plugin will execute as well. So there really is an endless amount of possibilities that you can do with the market and execute and whatnot. So that's pretty much it. You guys obviously click create item. I'm not going to for this instance. So now we can move over to gateways. Obviously gateways, if someone's making a purchase on your store, they will choose a gateway or a payment method that they want to complete the purchase with. For the moment we've only got PayPal. So this is where you would put your PayPal information in. So you'd put your PayPal email and the currency that you want to receive your payment in. And say you didn't want to use PayPal anymore, you could disable it or enable it depending on what you want to do. That's pretty straightforward, kind of, self-explanatory really. The only other things that I really should have to show you is the modules, which is little boxes on the side of your market, which have like certain tasks and stuff. So you can have a server status module, which will show the status of your Minecraft server, how many players are online, and if it's online in the first place. So that's really cool and really nice to have. You can disable it or enable it, whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter. It's just there if you want it. Same for the recent donation modules. These two here are actually enabled on market creation, so you have recent donations and the monthly donations straight away. But obviously you can go into your panel and you can disable these if you don't want them. All of it's configurable. You can set your max amount of donations to display and your max, your goal that you want to set for the month there. Obviously update each one accordingly depending on what you want to do. Next thing I want to show you is the banning system. The banning system is very important. Say a user, you've had trouble with a user before that's tried to get a refund, fraudulent payments or anything like that. You can ban the user from ever trying to buy on your market. It's really simple. You simply click new ban, enter the username, put the IP address in, so say like 12, and you can put in a reason. The reason's just there to remind you, say the user comes back later on, say 3 months down the line and says, look, why can't I donate? And you can simply look through your logs and have a look, oh, this guy charged back, and that's the reason why he is banned, so you don't forget, and there's always a reminder there for you. Obviously you guys would click create ban, but I'm not going to set up any of that at the moment. That's pretty much it on the control panel side. Later on there will be a page for integration and discounts. These are still features to be implemented. As for your account, the account that you registered, you have merchant settings where you can change your email and change your password. There will be a billing area once we introduce premium. Premium isn't as what it sounds to be. It's just simply a feature to remove advertisements. Though the feature set that we provide will be for free users and for premium. There will be no restrictions on whether you're premium or free. everybody will get the same access to all the features. So no need to worry about that. Income reports. Income reports are really, really simple at the moment. Simply show what transactions you've what transactions that have happened. You can also go into the details page as well, which will show like the IP address, when it was taken. You can also ban the user from that. Say the payment didn't actually go through in the end, and the guy was trying to rip you off. It doesn't matter. But also you can add a manual payment from here as well, with the username, set a manual price and the item that you want the person to receive. There's also a statistics page which you can go to here, which will show obviously all recent payments but in a nice graph. These pages are very, very basic at the moment, but they will be improved upon later on. We're also thinking about adding another tab here, which will be server stats, which will take the information from the server status module and then put it in a nice graph so you can see your player count in a graph. And later on we might expand upon this to show other things like TPS and lag and anything like that. So it's just stuff that could be in the future, and might be nice to have. So obviously all this is set up really, really simple, straightforward. If I open a new tab, you can go to, we can go to the market that has been set up. So obviously I set up in that one test.minecraft market as a subdomain, so that's how we access our market store. If you had a market cover, it would show up here, and if you set a logo, it would replace this text here. Obviously, like I said, your ranks end up here. It's not going to show me anything because I haven't logged in, so if I log in, it then shows me the nice just market description that we set earlier. Server status module is here, recent donations, obviously all that. If we click on ranks, we'll see all the items here. Click details, it shows the description of the item. Add to cart, and you have a nice checkout system here. We won't be running through the whole purchase of real payment with a live transaction or anything like that, because it's really, really straightforward anyway, and I'm sure your users will be fine testing that themselves. But for this instance, we will just make a manual payment just to show that the plugin is set up and whatnot. So let me just load up the server and set up the config. So I just move this over to here. So I'm on the server right now. The plugin is already installed. If you do need the plugin, you can go over here and click this big green button on the main dashboard to download it and just upload it to your server. Obviously you want to do a nice restart rather than a reload. It's always better to do. And once that's reloaded or restarted, you then open up the folder called Minecraft Market, which will have a config.yml in it. You simply edit that and you can open it from there. Discard. Where is it? Right, there we go. It's opening now. No. So obviously here we have 3 options, which is enabled, so you can disable or enable the plugin, the API key that you generated in your control panel, and the interval which you want the plugin to check for purchases. Now the minimum is 30. The default is 90 seconds. If you set it lower than 30 seconds, it will default back to 30. Obviously we don't want people connecting to the web server too often. It's just unneeded really, when 30 seconds is more than fast enough, which I'm sure you'll agree with once we see the test payment. So if that's all set up, I'll just edit this to the new API key that I generated. So if I go to the market, servers where we made our API key, I'll just copy this over and save that. And upload that to the server. Now obviously I can simply go into the server and use the plugins command called mmreload, which will reload the configuration of the plugin. Oops, I must have typed it in wrong. There you go, config reloaded. So now it would have reloaded the config, got the new API key that I saved in there, and it will be using that API key to connect to the web server now. What we can do now is go over to the control panel and add a manual payment. So we go to income reports, Sanity PvP, or whatever your market's called, for instance. add a manual payment, put the username in, a price that the person's paid or you want it to show that it's paid, set the item that you want to execute, and click add payment. So if I just slide this back over, obviously that payment is pending. It's already actually been executed. If you see there, the broadcast which was set in that item is executed right there. As you can see, it's very, very, very quick. There's hardly any delay really in the purchase times. But yeah, that's really, really fast. That works brilliantly. Obviously, a broadcast is only like one thing out of a million things you could do with the commands. Obviously, you could give items, you can broadcast a name, you can even ban them, you can mute them, whatever you want to do. Anything that can be executed in a command format by you or in the console is able to be done by the plugin or the web server. It's really, really easy to do. Obviously, now that command's been executed, if we refresh the page, you'll say executed there, and the date that it got executed, which was right now, which was 1 minute ago according to my PC. That really is it for the tutorial. There will be more features, and as more features are implemented, I will update the video and make a new video, say, to show all these new features. But yeah, just check it out, guys. See what you think. If you get any issues, you can come over to the live support that we have simply by clicking down here on live support, enter your name and send a chat request, and we'll be glad to help you if you get stuck on anything or you find any bugs maybe. We are in beta at the moment, so there may be slight issues, but nothing catastrophic, I hope. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy Minecraft Market, and I hope you make use of it. It's free for life, and yeah, so see you later.